So we already know why we're here. We're talking about hair trends, hair product recommendations, hair reviews, sometimes some fails. I forgot what I have saved, but let's just jump right into it with the first one.
Let's do this big hair Betty who came in from Baton Rouge today, y'all. I'm just gonna give y'all a disclaimer. I really feel like this is probably one of my best silk presses ever. So we got to blow drying this really thick hair. She has really thick strands and thick density. So it was a lot of arm work, but I was able to get it done. And I'm going to give her kudos because she came in with really nice hair. I really didn't have to trim a lot, but look how flat I was able to get her silk press with all of this hair on her head. This is the difference between her blow dry and her press. Trust me, the hair is still super, super thick. When I started taking her pin curls down, I knew I was headed to my big one. So much so I had to switch my lights because I really wanted y'all to see this in HD, y'all. Look how full and nice her hair look, y'all. She had her eyes closed. She hasn't even paid attention. I'm over here just gagging myself like, Brittany, this is probably one of your best silk presses. Like, this looks so good. And when she woke up, she was like, oh my gosh. Like, I had no idea my hair was about to look like this. And of course now I'm extra gagged because it looks amazing.
Y'all look so gorgeous. She looked like one of those hair dolls or something. And the end result, beautiful. I wonder, does she wear her hair straight or natural? I feel like she probably wears it more in the natural state, but I don't know.
Okay, let's get into it, and I'm gonna hold y'all favorite stylist hand when I say this. The flimsy soft net, I don't know what material this is, but it's doing absolutely nothing for your install. It soaks up all the natural oils, and then the nerve to use nylon thread. It's like laying down a wet napkin before you start sewing on the tracks. A double track flip over is just too bulky, I'm sorry. It doesn't protect your client's hair. It soaks up all the natural oils. You might as well use cotton thread. Okay, now let's get into this bulkiness. You see why I say foundation is key? All this hair is bulked up under this lunch lady net. This material is so flimsy. I could just rip a hole right through it. It does not protect your hair. If you're paying for a sew-in more than $100 and they use this technique, get your fucking money back. If you're too lazy or don't know how to use an actual weaving net, maybe you should change the price of your installs and take some classes maybe and make room for the stylists who are out here protecting and perfecting.
Okay, I have never gotten my hair taken down at the salon before, but that is a really good service that she offers. And I wonder how long she kept that in. I don't know, it looked like a couple months.
Hey y'all, let me show you 2 methods to preserve your curls overnight without any added heat. First method is the lazy girl method. You're taking a scarf and tying your hair down to make it as flat as possible, and then we are using a flexi rod and wrapping the hair around. We are not twisting it. We are wrapping it as flat as possible so we can achieve a bombshell curl. Then we're going to fold the flexi rod down where our hair starts on the flexi rod to ensure it stays in place. You see that? Yeah. It ain't moving. Yeah, shake, shake, shake. It's not going anywhere because I know how hard you sleep. And what we don't need is that flexi rod being under the bed in the morning, okay? We're repeating the same steps for the other side. And then we're throwing on our bonnet. We're going to say our prayers, count some sheep, and go to sleep. Then you're going to undo this in the morning, and this is exactly how your curls will come out. Very cute, very easy, very mindful. Now onto the second method, which I'm calling that girl method, because when you wake up, you are going to look like that girl. I am using a slightly larger flexi rod because I prefer bigger curls in the front of my head, but we are still using the same method, except for we are not covering the base of our hair with the scarf. I'm repeating the same steps all over my head, ensuring that I'm using smaller flexi rods in the back and larger ones in the front. For my bang, the flexi rod is going away from my face instead of towards my face because it falls better that way. That is it. I am going to sleep. And just so you guys don't think I'm lying, this is me the next morning taking out those same flexi rods. It takes less than 5 minutes and you have perfect bombshell curls. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next.
My eyes got big because it's just like, how do you sleep? Does she sleep like that? Because I sleep on my back now, and I don't know. Me and the flexi rod is gonna be fighting, and they're gonna be on the floor. But end result was gorgeous. Okay, I don't like stuff like this, but if you want to watch this, go ahead. Yuck. I'm not a pimple popper watcher, none of that. But I put it in because I know people enjoy this. So I'm gonna just wait for the video to be over. Woo!
it is 2024, and it's very important that we approach cultural practices with an open mind and avoid making assumptions. First of all, African rubber thread is often used in hairstyles that are not only traditional but also practical. It serves purposes such as hair protection and ease of maintenance. So instead of calling what I'm doing for my child as lazy, it is crucial that you recognize the cultural significance and practicality behind my choices. Just because you saw the process does not mean that was the end result. Anyways, to my open-minded people, African rubber thread have been amongst women in Africa for decades. It is made of quality material, rubber to be precise. It is also durable and reusable. And in this video, I was taking down the African rubber thread protective hairstyle after my daughter had it in for about 4 weeks. African rubber thread can be used for all hair types and all ages. African rubber thread help promote hair growth. African rubber thread is easy to use and also easy to take down, just like I'm doing in this video. As you can see, African rubber thread help retain length as well. So Miss Lady, let's learn how to respect people's culture, and how you figured that my daughter goes to public school in that short video is left for you to figure out. Disclaimer, this is our personal experience. Everybody's result may vary. African rubber thread also help retain moisture, as you guys can see in this video. Look at the end result, y'all. Would you do this protective hairstyle? Let me, Miss Lady.
Look at her hair, it's so beautiful. So that was a read. People in the comments do get a little crazy, so I feel her. I have no comments about that. And there's always like a lot of judgment when people just see things that they've never seen before. They're like, why would you do that? It's ugly. Like, no, it's cultural. But the end result was gorgeous. I thought it looked interesting even when it was in the hair tie. Hair, is that what it's called? A hair tie? Hair thread? I don't mean any harm, but it does look really interesting. I would have loved to hear more about the culture of it all.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize this, but when hairstylists say not to be using a lot of heat on your hair, we're not talking about blow drying. Blow drying is what we consider like healthy heat for your hair. And what that really means is when you're applying it to your hair, as long as you're doing it correctly, you're not damaging your hair. The heat actually works to seal your cuticle layer down, or the outside layer of your hair, and lock in any moisture, treatments, proteins, anything that you put into your hair before. It's going to seal it in. Not only that, but it's going to make any styling that you do a world of a times easier, because things are already going to be sleek and put into the place where they're going to want to lay correctly. When we say to be cautious with heat, we're talking about flat irons and curling irons and things like that, not as much a blow dryer. Once again, all of this is obviously different if you're doing things crazy and not blow drying properly, but when you are blow drying properly, your hair will love you for it. Once again, all of this is obviously different if you're doing things crazy and not blow drying properly, but when you are blow drying properly, your hair will love you for it. I feel like a lot of people don't...
Okay, really good conversation here. And I think that a lot of people just are not blow drying properly and are overusing heat. They're talking about, in the comments, they're talking about the distance of the blow dryer from your hair matters from your head and the heat that you're applying. In my most recent natural hair video, I was talking about how my 4C hair isn't really growing. Like, it's very stagnant. And obviously I know that all hair is growing, but I'm not retaining length because of the ends of my hair. And for a long time, I just wasn't really like prioritizing that. I was just kind of like styling it and putting it away. So I didn't really care. But some of the comments were telling me not to blow dry my hair like at all. And I'm just like, it's kind of not going to work, because I find that it's easier to maintain it when it is blow dried versus over manipulating it in its natural state, because like either or can really cause breakage. But you know,
when hairstylists say not to be using a lot of heat on your hair, we're not talking about blow drying.
To add to this, hair does not like to be wet, not for prolonged periods of time. There was a recent study that showed that using diffused heat to dry hair was less damaging than using air, because when you air dry, your hair stays wet longer, and the longer your hair stays wet, the more malleable it is. Because when hair is wet, the hydrogen bonds are not stable, which makes them far more prone to damage. But low heat, diffused heat using a hooded dryer are safe and effective ways to dry hair without causing damage. Of course, if you already prefer air drying your hair, you don't have to change. But if you're air drying and your hair is not feeling the way you want it to, it might be time for a different method.
Okay, we heard from the hair chemist himself, Javon Ford. Yeah, I'm listening to him because I know that he knows what he's talking about.
Y'all watch me as I do the most hair I've ever done in my life. When I say she checked off all the boxes, long, thick, 4C, she had it all. Y'all, it literally took me 9 hours to do Anima's hair.
I did that. Y'all did that. I did that.
So a little backstory, Anima has never had a silk press. She has never had a professional trim done. She said she found me a few years ago and she already knew I was gonna be the girl for the job.
This is a below dry. Like, I don't think y'all understand it.
So when she heard I was coming to Dallas, she said, oh my God, it's perfect. And as you can see, her blow dry dropped down damn near to her waistline.
Please check on me.
It's giving I sewed your hair in.
It's getting so in.
Y'all, it was at one point she turned around and said, I know your arms are hurting. I told her, don't worry, I'll wear it well. Because one thing I'm going to do as a natural hairstylist, I'm never going to back down from a client's hair. No matter how thick, how coarse, how coily, whatever. I'm with it. Let's go. And the price will never change. The price is the price no matter how much hair a client has. I've never been a stylist to charge somebody for the length of their hair or the density. Y'all, throughout the whole experience, my mouth was open from start to finish. What I love most about Anima's hair is that it is truly 4C. And y'all already know what time it was. Not mushroom time. Girl, like, I cut her hair and she was still at the chair. Y'all, literally blowing my mind. Do y'all know what her hair is about to do after this reshaping? It's probably gonna be at her ankles in 6 months. Oh my God. Can you see it from the back? Like, throw it, turn around. All I kept saying is representation matters because as a culture, we think that our hair cannot get this long when it is this tight and coily and thick. Y'all, she was cracking me up. She was like, I need the swoop with the whoop. Y'all, just look at the shine. Look at the curls. Just look at the overall health of her hair. Day one appointment. Y'all, all in all, this is one of my favorite appointments. I mean, just look at the response.
Hey!
I cannot take it. I can't take it.
Oh!
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh.
I have never experienced this much excitement at a hair appointment before. Like, I cannot wait to be this much in love with my hair. And I don't think it really has to do with the length. It's also just like how healthy and gorgeous it is. So beautiful. And the color. Like, does she dye her hair? People be dyeing their hair to get it this dark. The color, the length. Did she even get a trim? It's so beautiful. I don't have any words. Okay, I just included this because, like, why is it kind of eating though? And a lot of people dye their hair blonde, but I guess she didn't want to be blonde. She wanted her hair dark. People be paying a lot of good money for this blonde hair, girl. Like, thousands. This is so funny. This is just for fun.
Well, yeah,
I saw this and I was like, girl, what is you talking about?
I just permed my sister locks. We're gonna see how it come out.
I'm scared.
Oh, you see the growth. Oh, y'all see that growth in them sister locks?
Her hair's so long and beautiful. I'm confused on why we needed a perm, but we're about to see. Hopefully. She's still got the perm in. Let's go to the end result. Somebody said, what would be the purpose? Nobody knows.
What up, cousin? Y'all already. What up, cousins? Y'all already know it's your favorite motherfucker.
Okay, so I think she's just a creator on here, and a lot of her videos are kind of skit looking-ish. And I cannot find the end result. So
You stay on your page? Oh shit. Girl,
oh my gosh, she cursing people out. Can't let me get off her page. Should I even edit? Should I edit this out? Okay, so this girl had her wig bonded to her head, and then she's bleeding in some places. And there's breakage in the back of her head and gashes. Oh my gosh. So for the sake of time, that's all we're gonna do for today. And you see me scratching my scalp. I need to get my own hair together while I'm talking about their hair. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.